Welcome to the family of Knowledge World. Dear friends, I welcome you all to this channel. Today we will learn the evolution of the Indian Constitution, and also it is the first class of our series and also first class of our video. So friends, today we'll be discussing how the Constitution evolved. We'll start this series. So, as you people know, friends, the Constitution has evolved. It has not come into force directly. So, due to various factors and also due to various documents, our Constitution came into existence. Right from 1777, the Regulating Act, to the Government of India Act 1935. So friends, we will study all these major events, like all these acts and the contribution of freedom movement to our constitution. So we'll study all this. Friends, now we will learn the Regulating Act. So what is Regulating Act? So why it came into existence and what were its causes, its provisions, its contribution and its shortcomings. So friends, by 1757 the British slowly acquired Bengal, and apart from Bengal they had the territory of Madras and Bombay Presidency also. So as the Battle of Plassey was lost by the Nawab of Bengal and the British won the battle, so East India Company of the British acquired the province of Bengal, and by Battle of Buxar the whole province came into their control. So Bengal was under their control, Madras and Bombay Presidency was under their control, but the thing was, it was not directly controlled by the British government. It was controlled by East India Company, and East India Company had enormous powers. They could do anything. They were involved in corruption, and they were not accountable. Due to this, the British Parliament felt necessary to enact a legislation that would regulate the powers of East India Company. So, for that reason, the Regulating Act of 1773 came into existence. So, the major causes. So, first cause is enormous amounts of corruption. There was so much of corruption, and bribes, gifts were accepted by the British officials. So, the British government thought to check the company's power. And second was the bankruptcy. There was so much bankruptcy that by 1772, the East India Company demanded the loan of 10 million pounds. And the third was the Diwani rights. The company had so much of power after the Battle of Buxar. They got Diwani rights. They had the power to collect tax in Bengal then. So, what were the main provisions of the Act? First, it centralized the administration. So, the administration was completely centralized now, unlike before. So, Bombay, Madras, and Bengal presidency were centralized, and Calcutta was made the headquarter. The second provision is the governor. The governor was called the Governor General, and the Governor General of Calcutta, Bengal, was made the Governor General of Madras and Bombay. So basically, the province of Madras and Bombay also came under Bengal, and the Governor General of Bengal became the head of it. So without his permission, no subordinate governor could act, for example, to make war or peace with Indians or other things also. And third, the Supreme Court was set up in Calcutta. So basically, the Supreme Court was set up to regulate the judicial affairs, and at very first time the judiciary was organized in India. And fourth, the companies officials were not allowed to accept bribes and gifts, and also the director's terms were 5 years. So the company at a very first time the act was regulated, through which the officials could not accept any bribery or anything. Okay, so the contribution of that first was, it was at the very first time the Indian administration was centralized, basically like first Bombay, then Madras, and first Calcutta, then Bombay and Madras. Okay, I'm sorry. Then the second was Supreme Court. At a very first time in India, a form of judicial system came into existence where British territories was regulated under this judicial system. Okay, and third and final thing was, what was the contribution at in India? First time the parliamentary system came, in which the British Parliament directly regulated the company's power. Okay, and friends, sorry, one more provision of the act which I forgot was the executive council was organized. There were 4 members of the executive council. They would assist the governor's powers. Okay, so sorry, I didn't mention this provision, I forgot it actually. And you have last subtopic for today's lecture is the shortcomings of the act. First and foremost shortcoming was the act did not anywhere, it did not talk about the people of India, neither about the welfare, neither about their administration and all. Even though they were ruling such a vast amount of territory, but did not talk about the people of India. And second was, there was judiciary, but judicial powers were not clearly defined. Third was, the governor did not have any veto power. Its executive council decision was the final one. Okay, friends, I hope you understood today's lecture, and if you have any doubts, please revert it to me. And next topic we will study is the Pitt's India Act. Okay, by then, thank you so much, and I request you to subscribe my channel and also share to the people who are in need.